you realize it was at the height of Jesus' ministry, at the time when he was most popular, there were these huge crowds showing up to hear him teach, right? It was sometimes 10,000, 12,000 people at any given event. I sometimes wonder what the disciples were thinking. What were the 12 disciples thinking around those events? I sometimes think they said, man, this is the good life, right? We've arrived. This is it. People are taking notice of us. Now, I don't know if they necessarily said it like that, especially out loud. However, there were a couple of them who probably said something very similar to that. In fact, they got their mom in on the conversation. They went to Jesus asking him to give them these great positions of power when they arrive in the kingdom of heaven. And so Jesus called his disciples together. In fact, you can see this story in Matthew 20. I encourage you to check it out. Jesus, in verse 25, he said this to them. Knowing their thoughts, he called them to his side and said, kings and those with great authority in this world rule oppressively over their subjects, like tyrants. But this is not your calling. You will be led by a completely different model. The greatest one among you will live as the one who is called to serve others, because the greatest honor and authority is reserved for the one with the heart of a servant. Jesus had such a different worldview. In fact, we might say it was a kingdom of heaven perspective. When the world says, hey, promote yourself, get your social networks strong, have your YouTube channel with 100,000 subscribers, get your brand out there. In other words, do whatever it takes to promote yourself. Jesus would say, that's just not the kingdom of heaven perspective, right? If you want to be famous, if you want to be seen, then take the action of a servant. See, Jesus, in fact, said in verse 28, even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and give his life as a ransom for many. FCC, may I need to remind us, or maybe just even remind myself today, that we believe that the expression of God's love in us is his love flowing through us when we serve others. Bottom line, a heart to serve is essential for the Jesus-devoted life. Well, what do you think about that? Drop me a note. Let me know. God bless.